What's up guys, and welcome to Doritos Crash Course once again. Now this is the last part of this sort of mini-series in the first Doritos Crash Course game. Next week we will be moving on to Doritos Crash Course 2. For anybody unfamiliar with this series, we are doing playing through both Doritos Crash Course games without the use of DLC. So in this Doritos Crash Course 1, we are playing the USA and Europe levels, which are already done, and today we are focusing on the Japan levels. So let's get straight down to it then, and Japan 1. Now these levels are supposedly the hardest in Doritos Crash Course. They are quite difficult, especially if you've sort of played the game and then not played it for a while and then come back to it. They can get difficult, but there are ways to sort of cheat these levels in a sense, such as like literally just sprinting through it, and some obstacles may not sort of like start up, so you may have a chance to sort of skip entire sections without having to really avoid anything. As long as you don't fall off, you're good. So but that, I think that's only on certain levels. So let's talk about some achievements then in the Japan levels of this game. We've got Sore wa Kantan desu for 10 gamer score. Now this achievement is probably the hardest in the entire game, even though it's only worth 10 gamer score. You've got to complete Japan level 4 in 1 minute 40 or better. I'm going to say this now, I do not do that in this video, but I have done it. And then obviously you've got the achievement I'm big in Japan for 20 gamer score for completing all of the Japan levels. Now these complete the level achievements, you don't necessarily have to get a leaderboard time, just complete the level without chickening out, without basically skipping any obstacles. If you skip an obstacle, you're going to have to come back and do the level over again because it's not going to count. So as I've been talking, obviously we have been going through this first level, and this area, the Japan levels, they do bring in some new obstacles that you haven't seen so far in the game, such as those moving like platforms, like vertical platforms that are like blocking your jump. They're sort of new to this level. I got right to the end of that then and fell off. The trampolines with the paintballs. The paintballs are really annoying, full stop. When you're adding the use of trampolines, which are at different heights, it's all about the timing. As you can see, I don't have that timing. I'm just going to say this right now, this video is a long video because of the amount of fails that the amount of fails there is in this video. There is quite a few. But that is because I have not played this game in a while, and don't really know the level layout. So I got a 3rd place there on the first level, Japan 1. Going on to Japan 2 now, and obviously it's supposed to get progressively harder as it goes along. I can tell you, the video you'll be seeing more fails per level. You're going to see more fails per level because, as I said, not played this game in a while, coming back to it, don't know the levels and stuff. Now I can skip, but I've chosen not to skip because I know what to do to get past the obstacle. I mean, I've completed the game, but it's so it's not like I'm struggling, it's the fact that I just can't do it, and I don't want to skip because it just shows that I'm basically trying to chicken out and I don't know what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing, and that's why I'm leaving all the fails in, and obviously you can see how much I suck at Doritos Crash Course. And then I go and complete the level. But yeah, so yeah, Doritos Crash Course as a whole, it's quite good. This was, as I think I mentioned in the USA levels playthrough, this is more of the sort of Wipeout style of Doritos Crash Course, with the second one, which you are going to be seeing next week. There you can see an advert in the background for it. Doritos Crash Course 2 coming soon, I can tell you now. It's out now. Doritos Crash Course 2 is more of a sort of platform racing game, if anything. So yeah, coming up to the completion of the second level now. Moving on to level 3 very soon. I got a 3rd place time in that level. So moving on then to Japan 3 Peak Performance. In my opinion, this is one of the easier of the Japan levels. It's mainly all just sort of like trampolines and short jumps mainly. Yes, you still got the famous paintballs that are flooded in the well, the Japan levels are basically just flooded with them. You're not going to see a Japan level without paintballs, because they are pretty much all over the place, and that's what makes this level a little bit harder. Now, I do fail quite a bit in this level, but it's only because I either mistime a jump or go to the wrong sort of area. I take the wrong option. You see, I've got a high road and a low road, and first fail I took the low road, so obviously I thought, well, fall in the water. Second time I failed, I got crushed by a hammer. Third time I failed, I missed the final jump, but I knew where I was going. And then these as well, moving trampolines. It's difficult to try and judge a jump when the trampoline's moving. But no, going on talking about the DLC for this game, there was sort of 2 more areas released, and that was Las Vegas and London levels. As I believe we have previously mentioned, I'm not doing that DLC, only because 1, I've not bought it, and 2, it apparently glitches the game, the original game. So if you've not got any achievements in the original game, you can't go back and get them, because the DLC sort of blocks them or something, or stops them from being unlocked. So yeah, that's why I've not got the DLC. Talking a bit about the original game though, I believe you can now only download it from Xbox.com to console. I believe it's sort of off the marketplace, but you can still get it through a download on Xbox.com. So if you go to your marketplace and it's not there, then download it off Xbox.com to your console, because that's the only way you're going to get it. I think that decision has been made because the sequel is out, Doritos Crash Course 2, and this game was free. So removing it off the marketplace means that Microsoft aren't going to lose sort of any money in terms of Microsoft points, because the game is free. They've kept the DLC up because that was 160 Microsoft points for 2 extra courses with 5 levels each. And obviously Microsoft want to make the money, so they're going to leave their downloadable content online. Makes sense. So moving on then to the achievement, or the level where you can get the achievement that I previously mentioned, the Soriwa Kantan Desu achievement. And this level is so difficult to beat in 1 minute 40 or under. If you fail once, you have got zero chance of completing the level in under 1 minute 40 seconds. Because you've literally got to be constantly sprinting, and you've got to know the level off by heart. You've got to basically slide jump pretty much any time you can, and obviously timing as well. And if you've got momentum like I had there, and then you fall, all the momentum's gone. Or you're on one of the higher routes, and you fall down to the bottom one, and you lose your momentum, you're not going to do it. You've got to keep momentum. It's the only way. There is a way of trying to jump from, I think, there, which I tried, didn't work. But that's a way that you can probably speed up a bit of this level by sort of trying to skip part of the level and try and make the jump. These moving platforms, or folding platforms, whatever you want to call them, are a pain, especially when this is sort of like, if this is the first time you've played this level, you're not gonna know which platform comes next. You're not gonna see it, and there isn't really much time you're on the platform for. I mean, they do something like that, I believe, in the Europe levels, and you've got about what, 2-3 seconds to jump to the next platform. In Japan levels, no, you've got about a second to jump to the next one. So, obviously making it a lot harder. So, we are about 3/4 of the way through Japan level 4. As you can see, my time says 2 minutes 11 seconds. There's no way that I am going to complete this run in less than 1 minute 40 seconds. As you can see though, in the top right corner, my best time is 1 minute 38. So it shows that I have got the achievement because I've completed the game, or completed the level in less than 1.5 minutes. What you just saw there was me trying to skip through part of the level to try and increase my time a little bit, which obviously worked, because if I was going to wait for the platform, I would have lost a lot of seconds. Now this is the bit that most people get thrown off course on. There is 4 sort of like backwards moving, what I call travelators, and 1 forward moving one, and the 3 backwards ones are sort of next to each other as the wheel turns, and then the forward moving one, and that's what can throw you, or a lot of people, it throws them off. So that's what makes it harder. It seems easy because you just lean to the back of the wheel and think, oh yeah, I'll just be fine here every jump. Next minute you're thrown forward and you're like, what? So yeah, one to watch out for. As I was talking about the wheel, we have moved on to the final Japan level. It's Japan level 5. This has a mix of everything. It has a moving trampoline, swinging hammers, crushers, travelators, you know, like the folding pads and that I struggled on. You've got these types of trampolines which are a pain, especially when you're going sort of down on them to judge where you're going. I think there's paintballs in this level as well. There's anything that you've seen in all the previous levels of Doritos Crash Course, they've just basically thrown together in this level to try and make the ultimate of hard courses. I didn't see the arrow there and fell off, so good to me. And yeah, so a pro tip for Doritos Crash Course: always take the high route because it's the fastest. Unless obviously you have to slide down to get a slide jump. But never take the low route, because if for whatever reason you need to get up higher, you might only have one chance, and if you miss that chance, then you might struggle to get back up, and you might have to either backtrack or reset yourself at the nearest checkpoint. So it's just this obstacle. It sort of covers between halfway and 3/4 of the way of the course, and it's all about timing again. If you've not got the timing on it, you're not gonna make it. You've got to jump off that rope at the correct time, because as you can see, it keeps happening. The collapsing sort of panels obviously keep collapsing, and I keep falling in the water. And there we go, we got it eventually. About 3/4 of the way through the final level of Doritos Crash Course, a hammer had to hit me there and kill all the momentum I had, but don't worry, because we got a checkpoint. And then the second one got me. Great. But no, this mini-series with 3 episodes in, gone all the way through the entire first Doritos Crash Course pre-DLC. As I said, we will be moving on to the sequel, Doritos Crash Course 2, as of next week, and going through that stage by stage. Obviously 5 levels each stage still, so yeah, unless they bring out obviously a DLC for it, in which case there'll be more than 5 stages from what I hear, but it is 5 stages a level or a course. And yeah, that's next week. So Doritos Crash Course 2 playthrough starts next week. That's about it for the first Doritos Crash Course and this episode as a whole. I've been Dave from Gamebreakers, and there'll be more videos coming very, very soon, and I'll see you then. Bye.